Hey everyone, welcome into this week's 1, 2, 3. So we're going to Genesis chapter 1, verse 26. It says, "Then God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness." So truth number one, the infinite God has uniquely placed his fingerprint upon us. I'm sure we've all heard the phrase created in the image of God, and if we're not careful, I think it becomes so familiar that it loses its power and its wonder and its meaning. I mean, what does it mean to be created in the image of God? So just real quick, I want to hit on three aspects of how God has set us apart from the rest of creation and how, in a way, we are like God. So one, relational. God said, let us make man in our image. It's pointing to the Trinity, right? Father, Son, and Spirit. God in his nature is a relational being. Similarly, we are relational beings, and that we need other people in our lives. You've probably felt that over the last several months, that we just weren't meant to live in isolation. And then two, authority, right? Look at the context. It says dominion over the rest of the earth. So God has delegated the necessity to rule and govern the rest of creation in love and justice. And then three, intellectually, we have a moral code that God has written on our hearts so that we can know right from wrong. We can think rationally. We can know God intimately. So relational, authority, intellectually, we're created in the image of God. The infinite God has uniquely placed his fingerprint upon us. And then truth number two, God claims you as his own. I have a quarter here, and it got me thinking about the passage in Mark chapter 12 where they brought a denarius, a coin, to Jesus, and he said, look, it has Caesar's image on it. So it belongs to Caesar. I'm kind of wondering if this belongs to George Washington. I'm hoping not, because we need it for our laundry. But what was the point? What was Jesus getting at? He then said, give to God the things that are God's. Well, what are the things that are God's? What has he placed his image upon? He's placed his image on us. We belong to God. He claims us as his own. So we can either run from that, we can rebel against God, we can want nothing to do with that forever or for a moment, or we can lean into that. Through Jesus Christ, we can be reconciled to God, and we can enter into that rest where God knows us and claims us as his own. So powerful. So, truth number one, the infinite God has uniquely put his fingerprint upon us. And then truth number two, God claims you as his own. Lean into that this week. One verse, two truths, 3 minutes. It's all for you.